Right now, as you're watching this, artificial intelligence is deciding what you see next. It shaped your search results this morning, filtered the spam out of your inbox, and suggested the route you took to work. Most people interact with AI dozens of times a day without ever realizing it. So, what actually is this thing everyone keeps talking about? At its simplest, artificial intelligence is software that can perform tasks that normally require human like thinking. Things like understanding language, recognizing faces, making decisions, or spotting patterns in huge piles of data. That's it. It's not a robot with feelings. It's not some all knowing digital brain. It's software written by humans designed to mimic certain aspects of how we think. Now, AI has actually been around for decades. Scientists were experimenting with it back in the 1950s. But for most of that time, it was slow, limited, and mostly confined to research labs. What changed everything was three things arriving at the same time: mountains of data from the internet, cheap, powerful computing hardware, and a set of techniques called machine learning. We'll get deep into machine learning in another video, but for now, think of it as the method that lets AI actually learn from examples rather than being hand programmed with every rule. There are two broad categories of AI you'll hear about. The first is narrow AI. Narrow AI is designed to do one specific thing, and it does that one thing extraordinarily well. The AI that beats the world's best chess player, narrow AI. It cannot, however, make you a cup of tea or write a poem. The AI that transcribes your voice messages into text, narrow AI. It cannot drive a car. Almost every AI tool you use today falls into this category. It's specialized, focused, and very good at its lane. The second category is artificial general intelligence, or AGI. This is the concept of an AI that can learn and perform any intellectual task a human can, the kind you see in sci-fi movies. Here's the honest truth. That doesn't exist yet. We're nowhere near building it. When researchers debate AGI, they're talking about a theoretical future technology, not something you can download today. Don't let headlines confuse the two. So how does modern AI actually work? The dominant approach right now is called a neural network, which we have a whole video on. But the core idea is this. You feed the system enormous amounts of examples. If you want to build an AI that recognizes cats, you show it millions of photos of cats and millions of photos of things that aren't cats. Over time, it adjusts its internal settings until it gets really good at telling the difference. It's not following a list of rules a programmer wrote. It's building its own internal model based purely on patterns in the data. That learning process is called training. And the result is a model, which is basically a giant file of numbers that encode everything the system figured out during training. When you use ChatGPT or ask your phone's assistant a question, you're talking to a model that was trained on billions of examples of human language. Here's where it gets interesting. Because AI learns from data, it's only as good as the data it learned from. Feed it biased data, and it will make biased decisions. Give it incomplete data, and it will have blind spots. This is one of the most important things to understand about AI. It reflects the world it was trained on, for better and for worse. It's not neutral, it's not objective, it's a mirror. AI shows up in your life in ways you might not immediately clock. Your email provider uses AI to decide what goes into spam. Spotify uses AI to build your Discover Weekly playlist. Your bank uses AI to flag suspicious transactions on your card. Netflix uses AI to decide which thumbnail of a show to show you, because different thumbnails get different click rates for different people. Even the autocorrect on your keyboard is a small AI model predicting what word you meant to type. The reason AI has exploded in the last few years isn't that scientists suddenly had a breakthrough idea. It's that the scale changed. Models got bigger, datasets got larger, graphics processors that were designed for video games turned out to be perfect for training neural networks. And suddenly, things that used to take years of computing time could be done in weeks, then days. The tools built on top of that progress, the chatbots, the image generators, the voice assistants, they are not magic. They are engineering. Very impressive, very complex engineering, but engineering nonetheless. Understanding that is actually empowering because it means you can learn to use these tools well, understand their limitations, and not be fooled by what they can't do. As we go through this series, we're going to break down the specific tools that matter, the techniques behind them, and how to make them useful in your actual life. No jargon, no hype, just honest explanations of how this stuff works. If this helped you understand what AI actually is, subscribe. We break down AI every week in plain English.